What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, going to go over the trades we have taken today inside the Discord as well as the game plan. Going into tomorrow when it comes to individual stocks, I'm looking for swings, current swings, and also SPY, which I'll go over. There really hasn't been anything that has changed much with the swings. It's kind of still the same names on the watch list, so it's going to be a little bit quicker. I did add a new one today, AMD, which I'll go over, but I did take an L on CRCL. I pretty much bought this dip down to $100 yesterday, and once we started breaking below that today, I ended up stopping out for 30%. I had swings for August, so a little bit further expiration just didn't end up working out. You guys can see we just knifed through this $100 mark, so yeah, that didn't end up working out. But what did end up working out was AMD today. AMD, very nice trade here. I ended up pretty much just buying right where did I end up buying? I think I ended up buying right somewhere in this area right before this rip. The 580 calls for this Friday had like 1.3 million into them, which is quite a significant amount for weekly expiration. I'm still holding this. We're gonna have to see how this ends up doing. It is gapping down a bit, or is down a bit after hours because of NQ. NQ is down quite a bit, so yeah, we're gonna see how this ends up shaping up. But it was up like 80% right up in here. I actually didn't sell any. I'm looking for higher. I want to see 550 on this. That's where I would want to sell this at. It almost got there. I mean, it was a couple dollars off. It's not enough for me to like sell, but 550 is the ultimate target on this trade, which I want to see get traded to by Friday. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for. If the market has any green day, then the next day or two, I would imagine AMD does end up ripping pretty hard because of how strong it was. I mean, today it ended up closing up green. Ended up closing what? We ended up gapping up and closing green, while NQ and SPY were tanking the bed. So that is a good sign from AMD, and that is the current trade I'm in. Intel still in this. I told you guys about this yesterday. I mean, the calls ended up gapping up quite a bit. I ended up averaging down yesterday. I told you guys, and calls were up like 50% from my average fill. For my ad, they were probably up like 100%, and the flow that I shared, those were up well over 100%. What was it? The 150 calls for June 18th, those ended up getting loaded. I'm not sure if they're actually still holding. I didn't check what the contract was. I'd imagine they're still holding this given the strike price on them. And yeah, Intel ended up gapping up a good amount, and that's a good sign. I mean, Intel was able to pump a bit with the market being down, so that is a good sign. And yeah, hopefully after we get this little short-term drop out of the way, Intel ends up running up to 150. I mean, it's making a nice daily chart setup. We're kind of forming this trend line right here, and it probably will end up setting up for a breakout eventually. And ideally, I want to see 150. Like in 2 weeks, I know that's a massive move, but I feel like something like some news is going to come out, and this is going to go on a fat ripper, or we just absolutely rip. And not even off the news, but it gives a hard squeeze. So Intel, that is what we're looking like ideally. Your first kind of target on this is 120. I'm not even gonna be selling at 120 though. 125 is the biggest level. Once we break 125, this is gonna rip really hard. We just need to get over that first, and then 130 is kind of your next level after that, and then 150. So yeah, I'm still in Intel. I'm still like it. Iron, same thing. I mean, I'm just holding my swing that I've been in, and I'm hitting $70 today. That was kind of the first target on this trade. I do want to see this go to 75 and sweep these all-time highs. So I'm gonna be holding that until that happens. They're probably up like over 100% at the moment. Microsoft, I did get a dip buy on this. We're gonna see how this ends up opening up the next day or two, because it is pretty weak. I mean, last 3 days just ended up tanking, pulling back to the moving averages. We'll have to see what ends up happening. This might be a stop out though, given what the market looks like, and how we open up tomorrow. But it is green after hours. It's not really dropping with the market, which is good. Nokia, this was a name that I told you guys about a couple days ago. That was your spot to grab a swing down here near this $15 mark. Lines up with the moving averages, and then told you guys that these are your price targets above. Ideally, $20 gets hit over the next week or two. Nvidia, ended up selling this yesterday at that 230 mark. That was a beautiful sell. You guys can see what ended up happening off of that level. Immediate rejection, hard rejection, and yeah, that was a really good trade. NVTS, man, look at this chart. Holy gosh, we came right up near that $35 mark off of this level down here. Stock is up like what, 50% probably from those lows. I mean, that's an insane bounce. 24 to 35 is what? Like, yeah, I mean, that's almost 50%. I mean, geez, it's like 40 to 50% in the last couple days on NVTS. So if you guys took that, you guys got paid. OKLO, I mean, I'm not in this, but I did share the flow with you guys yesterday. Again, the $65 mark is going to be your massive level. Need this to hold if you're still in a swing, but we did have this massive update yesterday, and maybe you stop break even if you took it. Maybe you're waiting for daily close below that, but right now, not in anything on OKLO. QBT, same thing. I mean, this is setting up really nice on the daily. I think this is going to end up ripping once the market starts to rebound. Daily chart, very, very nice. Not in anything on that yet. RGTI, I did want to see. I mean, if this drops tomorrow, which I think it will, this $23 to $22 mark, this is where you're going to want to buy it. This is where you're going to want to take a stab at a swing, in my opinion, on this name, because this is probably going to pull back to moving averages and then see a nice fat rip up to $30 the next couple weeks after that. So RGTI, top watch for me. TE, told you guys about this. I mean, last 2 days this has been ripping. Pull back to these key levels here, massive bounce, and yeah, we hit $12 there, $15 that ultimate target. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we got going on the individual names. IBM, told you guys you're going to want to see a pullback on this name. 300 to 290 is going to be your spot to add. I know Trump is super bullish on IBM, and he kind of called it a short-term top, but this pullback, I do think these dips are going to get eaten up. That's just kind of my personal preference. We probably open red tomorrow, which I mean, we're most likely gonna. I mean, futures are down like 200 points. Probably going to open up down 200-300 points tomorrow on NQ possibly, and I feel like a bottom will end up forming next day or two, and we rip higher. That's kind of what we look like just based on the SPY charts, which I'll go over now. So yeah, that's everything I got for the individual names. Nothing really has changed too much. AMD's the new name, RGTI, top watch, to grab a dip buy. And yeah, that's pretty much what we got. Intel, we're still riding. That's like back below my entry point. So if you guys wanted to grab that, I have the 195s for July 17th, I believe. So yeah, that's the current positions we're in. Now when it comes to SPY, I mean, the drop today was a bit clear. Like, today was the first day in a while where when I was looking at the charts, I'm like, okay, this does look pretty bearish. There really wasn't much bullish price action about today, and I'll go over why. So I've been telling you guys, as long as this 30-minute 50 holds, we stay crossed, we're bullish. What ended up happening today? One, we closed below the 50. Two, we end up actually crossing down with the 50 turning down super hard. And what ended up happening on the higher time frames? Everything ended up crossing down. 1 hour is crossing down, 2 hours crossing down, 4 hours crossing down. I mean, everything is pretty bearish on these charts today. So that kind of gave me the bearish bias. I didn't really like longs too much. And when it came to entry points today, your only really opportunity was this reclaim of the 10 SMA here on the 0DT chart. We got this put cross, but it happened way too like aggressively. Like, we end up dropping right off open, and this just ended up dumping us. I mean, there really wasn't a good entry to take on this put cross. Pull back to around the 50, reclaim the 10, 50 still down, end up turning up. You could have bought this right here, right around 175, and stop loss below the 50, or you could trail the 10 SMA and get back in if it reclaims and curls up. So right here, end up reclaiming, curling up, and you could have got back in 172 all the way to 363. That would have been your best short opportunity. I did take a stab at this. I ended up shorting, and I got break even on NQ. I was up, I think around like 30 to 40, like 35 points, I believe, maybe 40. And yeah, I ended up getting break even on this. I think one of these candles down in here when we popped back down. I think it might have been this one. I ended up getting stopped out on, or break evened on. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what the system ended up giving today. This was kind of the only plays you could have taken were these reclaims. Maybe you kept it tight, got stopped here, and then you got paid on the next one. That just ended up dumping us. So yeah, I mean, if you trade the system today, you're either break even or green. You shouldn't be red. So yeah, that's kind of what we ended up looking like on the SPY charts. And the reason I'm bullish, all right, I told you guys that, you know, I was bearish for the first time in a bit. And when we look here, 30-minute chart, we end up hitting the 50 SMA on the put side. So this is where you could have expected a short-term bounce when we did get that drop right around 12:30. Even right here at 9:30, the initial first 30-minute candle dropped quite a bit, and this is where you could have expected that bounce. We end up nearing this 30-minute 50. Gap down tomorrow is probably going to cross this maybe. 50 might be down, but we will have the 1 hour 50 right here, which is sloped down quite a bit. And then also, if we look here, this is kind of the more bullish chart we got going here. So this is this is next week's cons. So this is what the monthly contracts look like. So we're sitting right around this 4-hour 50. It could drop a little bit more. Maybe we gap down a little bit and it wicks below it. But this is kind of why I'm more bullish. We have this 4-hour 50. Same thing down here. We're at the daily 10 SMA. Every dip here has been getting eaten up. So let's say we do drop a little bit lower, then I still think we will end up bottoming either at this daily 50, which is quite a bit away. But if we do get like a deeper retracement to where these calls end up pulling back a little bit more, this is where I think that we'll bottom. So there's two potential bottom spots: this 4-hour 50, which is sloped up really nice, or the daily 50. So those are your two kind of major lines in the sand for this bullish trend that we got going on. So when it comes to tomorrow, I really don't think I'm going to be shorting. Because with futures down already so much, I don't think there's going to be a good quality trade setup to short. We'll have to see, but that's just kind of what I think. If anything, I'll probably be looking for a reversal if puts end up crossing negative on the 0DT chart with the 30-minute 50 crossing, or the 30-minute chart crossing negative on puts. That's kind of going to be your best setup going into tomorrow. I really don't want to be shorting too much. If we do gap down quite a bit. If we don't gap down that much, then I still think we're going to drop. So at that point, I would be looking for a short. So really all depends on how we open it tomorrow, but that's kind of my outlook and how we look. So yeah, that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub, join the court if you want to learn. I'm out. Peace.